All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy New Year. Can't believe I'm saying it's already 2024. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you're having a great morning so far, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. It's currently 10 a.m. here in the great country of Canada. So, again, just wanted to give a big shout out there to everyone. Happy New Year. Hope you all had an enjoyable day. Hope you all had an enjoyable night, safe night, and are up to your New Year's resolutions, your New Year's goals, or your goals in general. First of all, Snowy, great to see you in chat. Happy New Year's to you as well. Greetings from Denmark. I didn't think I knew that you were from Denmark, Snowy. Maybe I missed that in one of the streams. But either way, Happy New Year's, Snowy. Great to have you here, and greetings from Denmark. And Happy New Year's to everyone else who is out there. Again, this is going to be a quick stream, but I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page, especially myself as well, because I'm going to be partaking in this journey of 2024 into better health with all of you wonderful people here who are part of the stream, part of the community, the Foods for Health channel. And by the way, let me know where you're listening from. Let me know how you're all doing. It's always great to have engagement. Always great to know where you guys are listening from. Just like Snowy did there, he knows the drill by now. But it's great listening from Denmark, listening from all over the world. We've had messages from a lot of Americans, a lot of Europeans, some from Australia. But I just wanted to get on and make sure that everyone was already starting off their New Year's right, starting it in a healthy way. I know a lot of people right now are doing are really nutrition focused. Excuse me, sorry. That's one thing that I've really been noticing. Kind of maybe if it's this year, maybe I'm just noticing it more this year. But really sort of doing this, I guess, nutrition fast, whether it be fasting or in general, or fasting from things like carbohydrates, so a whole macronutrient in general, or from things like sugar, a particular carbohydrate. So I've been seeing a lot of fasting going on. I'm not sure if you guys are doing that. Let me know in the comments below, and let me know in the chat here. But I see, 30 days of fasting, 30 days of this, 30 days of that. Whether it be carbs, whether it be 30 days of carnivore diet, all of that stuff. I think that's great. Just make sure it's something that you, one, enjoy, and then two, works well for you, because we could all jump on that bandwagon. We could all jump and get into that sort of mind frame of going into a 30-day sort of challenge for ourselves, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of those 30 days, what's going to end up happening? Well, if you're not enjoying it, boom, you are going to bounce right back. Let me tell you, if you're on keto or carnivore diet right now, 30 days of, I think I saw a video, 30 days of carnivore, all right? 30 days of 30 days of keto, 30 keto, all right? If you're not sticking to that diet and you're adding in a whole macronutrient and you don't have things planned, it's going to be very, very tough for you to achieve those goals. If it's tough for you, because, you might be cheating, it might be a little bit tough to follow. Your energy levels might be a little bit down, so you might not be as active. So that might make it a little bit tougher. But that bounce back from when you do add in carbohydrates, when you do add in the quote-unquote normal foods that you usually eat or that are usually part of your diet, it's going to be pretty tough to maintain those goals. So that was one thing that I just wanted to point out there real quick. Thalma from Tampa, Florida. Great to see you as always, Thalma. Great to have you in stream. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Thalma. Good morning, Murray. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you, Murray. Good morning and Happy New Year to you, Murray. Great to see you guys. Thank you so much for stopping in and popping in here. I know I've been saying, what are we on here? Can hardly hear. It might be on your end, Thalma. I have my microphone all the way turned up, and my microphone is probably less than an inch from my face right now. So I'll try to speak up. Hopefully that helps it, but it might be on your end just a little bit there, Thalma, because the levels look pretty good here. It's like I said, it's all the way turned up, and I don't think I could get any closer to the mic here. So hopefully that'll pick up for you. But good morning to you all. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Snowy, Thelma, Mary. Great to see you guys in here. And what I was just kind of talking about real quick is a lot of 30-day, challenges. A 30-day challenge, and I guess from my experience, and that's one thing that I guess I can always kind of fall back to is my experience working with people, my experience with talking with individuals on the channel, my experience with seeing comments on the channel for the last decade. I guess one of the things that I can say is 30 days is a long time for a challenge. If you're trying to, let's say just flip your diet, just totally flip your diet. Let's say you're eating carbohydrates before and then it goes to keto or whatever it may be, all right? Or just cutting out coffee or cutting out sugar completely. Go for, if you're going to cut out sugar, my best advice to you would be go for 1 to 3 days to start. Let that be your challenge, because if you can do it, those are going to be the hardest days. Those first 3 days are super tough. Yesterday, well, you know how it is during the holiday year. You're inclined to have a few more, chocolate, sweets, things of that nature. So yesterday I was kind of beginning my quote-unquote detox. Yesterday wasn't too bad for me, but of course you're going to feel a huge difference from, your days before. Even today, it's usually going to take around that. You're still burning it right now. I know it burns quick, but it's still going to be in your system. You're going to have heightened glucose levels for a little bit, insulin levels for a little bit as well. So, yes, that first day is tough. The second day is tough. By the time you get to that third day, you're going to be feeling pretty lethargic. You're going to be maybe a little more moody. Your cravings are going to be off the charts. It's going to be very, very tough. Try to get to that third day. And if you can get to that third day, you're off and running. But that 30-day challenge is a real tough one. It's going to be a real struggle for 30 days to go with no sugar, especially if you've never done it before. If you've never gone 30 days without any sugar, it takes so much planning to do. And it's really, really tough on the body and really, really tough on the mind, the mental state that we can get in. It's habit forming. As often as we don't hear that word when it comes to food, sugar is definitely habit forming, guys. It's addictive. So what I'm saying is it's addicting, where you can become addicted to sugar. Paula. Oh, Jamaica. That'd be amazing right now. We're having a lot of rain and sunshine. That's the nice thing about Jamaica, Paula, is you'll get some rain, but you'll get some very, very beautiful sunshine with it as well, I am sure. And I'm sure it is much warmer there than it is here in good old Canada. Well, Paula, it's great to have you in chat. Welcome, listening all the way from Jamaica. I was just having a get-together over the Christmas break, and we were talking. So many of us want to go to Jamaica and visit Jamaica, vacation in Jamaica. It's a beautiful place. I've been close, but I have not gone yet, Paula. So hopefully I can tell you in the near future that I've been there. But I've heard only great things. Beautiful, beautiful country. Thank you so much for joining. Well, I like your, Mary here, I like your suggestion of 1 to 3 days at a time. I'm currently doing a 7-day no added sugar challenge. Nice. I like that no added sugar challenge. I'm doing as 40-day. Yeah, you know what, Mary? That's the no added sugar is a nice one, because then it's not, it's not so much, it's not as stressful. It's still very, very tough, the no added sugar. It's still really tough. But that 40-day one is extremely difficult. I think a lot of people jump into it, Mary, and I think, I'm glad that kind of resonated with you a little bit with the suggestion of going 1 to 3 days, because I think a lot of people jump into the 30-day challenges, and it's all marketing. It's all a marketing tool. There's something that clicks in our brain, like 30-day challenge, like a month. All right, so we got a month challenge, 40-day challenge, 50-day challenge, things like that. But it is a lot tougher than people think, going for 30 days, whether it be no sugar, no carbs, working out for 30 days straight, things of that nature. It is really, really tough. I'm glad that resonated with you, Mary. But I think that 1 to 3 days at a time, I always say take it, try your best to take it 1 day at a time, and then go from there. If you can get that 1 day in, that first 1, 2, 3 days, if you can get that in, then you're off and running. It becomes a little bit easier. It's never easy, but it becomes easier, especially when it comes to no sugar and things of that nature. If you've never done a 30-day no sugar challenge or whatever it is, even if it's part of your day-to-day life, it is extremely tough, believe me. What happened to your plans of going live with face and audio? It's funny you mentioned that, Snowy. So, great question. I'm glad that you brought that up, Snowy. My face will definitely be on. Just give me 1 more week. I'm just getting the rest of the stuff for the studio installed. So it's going to look a little bit better behind me. Let's just say that in a week. Maybe even less than a week. See if I can get the last thing's supposed to be here by the 4th. I think he's just shy. Don't worry. I'm not shy. I'm more than happy to get my face on here. My face is in all the thumbnails, Thelma. So if I was shy, I think the secret would be out by now. My face is in all the thumbnails, but I'm not too shy. I was doing videos where my face was on stream for a little while there, but not shy. I'm just finishing up the last parts of the studio here with the background, and it'll look just a little bit nicer than the current state that it's in now. Right now, it's not looking too bad, but I don't know if I'm a perfectionist or what it is, but I want everything to kind of be completed, and I don't have to worry about taking things down, moving things around. There's going to be some moving around here a little bit, but we'll have all that figured out, and it should be hopefully by the 4th. If not, give me by the end of the week. I think by the 8th, we should be good to go, and then my face will be on stream here with you guys. I like that stream. Trust me, I really, really like that. That was a fun stream. I think it'll be nice to have the face on there as well. But yeah, go for that. Go for that 1 to 3 days. Go for that 1 to 3 days. If you can do the 1 to 3 days, then build off from there. Go for a week, and if you can do that week, Mary, and anyone else that's listening, then maybe try for your 30 days. But a lot of the times people are setting themselves up, unfortunately, for that disappointment of not hitting the 30 days or at the end of the 30 days. This is why resolutions have such a bad rap, because everyone makes the goals. So remember we talked a little bit about SMART goals, and our topic here today is not on goals, but we can talk about achieving goals a little bit. Everyone always makes, they're not unrealistic. They're just very, very tough. The goals are almost, if you look at the amount of people who have never fasted from sugar for 30 days or have never stopped eating sugar for 30 days, you're probably looking at like the top 0.1% of the population, maybe 0.5%. It's very, very uncommon. So just to jump into it, especially now at the very beginning of the year, we're all just coming back from the most probably relaxed we've been in our diets for the whole entire year, at least how I've been, a little bit more relaxed. I still got my workout in, been still getting the workouts in. I got my workout in this morning, just got back from my workout. But a little bit more relaxed on the diet. It's tough jumping right in. Yes, it feels great. Everyone's more motivated right now, but I would still just take it day by day. And, I kind of mentioned, it's nice because I'd kind of mentioned, a lot of people are doing these right now, and it's really, really popular. And then we have someone, Mary, how you're doing it, and a lot of people who are doing it as well. So I think right now just be a little bit easier on yourself. Go for your goals. Go ahead. We set these goals to achieve them. All right. We're not just making these goals because we want to give ourselves something to do or because we're bored. It's because, one, we want to achieve them, and it's connected to our health, our overall health. So we want to make goals. Of course, goals are great. And I think cutting sugar out from our diet is amazing. Trust me, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that in the slightest. I think that should be one of our biggest goals. It's one of my goals. But I think starting at 30 days is just one of those things. where it becomes super tough, and we kind of set ourselves up for the eventual crash where we're going to give into it just a little bit, or we can feel a little bit where, what's the right word? Disheartened maybe, or a little bit frustrated that we're not feeling as motivated at the beginning of that first day as we are at day 23, where it really starts to get tough and we're just craving it. And then trust me, a lot of the times, and I've seen it with clients, and again, that's why I always lean back on my experience, a lot of the times people might get to that 30 days and at the end just go all out and wipe out all that good that they've been doing. For a whole week, it's not just a day, but a whole week, they'll catch up just a little bit. But I think if you can, missing out some chats here. JJ, thank you so much. Snowy, I answered that one. I'll be on there. Don't you worry. My face will be live there. Good morning. JJ, thank you. Good morning, Coach Nate. Good morning to you, JJ. Thank you so much for coming in. 500 years ago. Was it that long, Thalma? I know it was a year ago. I'll give you that one. It was a year ago. 500 years ago. Not so much, I don't think. But yes, 1 year ago, which was really a week ago. Good stuff. King Osiris, thank you so much. Appreciate having you in here. Thank you, King Osiris. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great new year. Okay, I'll do 1 to 3 days. Today is day 1. That's awesome. Day 1, Mary, we are starting strong. Day 1 today. Thank you for the more realistic suggestion. Well, my pleasure. I think that's great. Start at day 1. See where day 1 takes you. Even, I'm not saying for you to do this, Mary. You go strong on your day 1. And you take your day 1 and you keep going for it. But sometimes other ways that we might want to start with it is not cutting it out completely, but having it. So say you ate, let's just say 100 grams of sugar in a day, just to make this easy. For your first week or 2, go to 50 grams. For the next week after that, go to 20 to 25 grams. And then on your 4th week, or maybe even a little bit longer, like 4th, 5th week, then go to 0 for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks, see if you can do it. That's a nice way of doing it, and one way that I would suggest my clients doing it. Instead of doing it all at once, 1 to 2 weeks, halving it, so 50 grams, then drop it down to 25, and then maybe you might even need like a 10, a little bit in there. Or just drop it down to 0 from that 25. But that'll set you up a little bit easier. Like I said, sugar is habit forming. It's addictive. It's very, very tough. Even like things like caffeine. I'll be honest, I don't think I could go 3 days without coffee. I don't think I want to go 3 days without coffee, or even try. I'm just a big fan of coffee. I don't overdo it. Maybe I do, depending on which study you read. It doesn't feel like I do. It doesn't interfere with my sleep at all. But even caffeine, very habit forming. Probably, I think I saw an interesting discussion or read something. I can't remember where, but it's got in my brain somehow that caffeine is the most consumed drug, because it is a drug. It's a stimulant, mild stimulant, but for some, not so mild. But I think it's the most consumed drug in the world. Maybe sugar now. I don't know if sugar's classified as a drug, though. But it does light up the same areas of the brain that certain drugs do, which I think is always interesting to talk about. But yeah, caffeine, another one. Like I said, I don't think I would go 3 days without coffee. I think that would be very unpleasant, and it's just something I enjoy. Now, coffee's a little different from sugar. Those health benefits you're going to get from cutting out from sugar far outweigh cutting out caffeine, unless you're drinking cups and cups and cups of coffee. Thalma, you never eat sugar. Good for you, Thalma. Perfect. It's easy for you then. All good, brother. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, King. I appreciate that. Happy New Year to you. I hope it was a good one. And I hope everyone's excited for 2024. I woke up very excited. Yesterday I was excited. I didn't do much for New Year's, I'll be honest. I like keeping it low key. I'm not a drinker myself, not judging anyone if you did, but I'm not a drinker myself. So going out and doing all that stuff, didn't really have any interest in that. So kind of kept it more low key. Kind of didn't even make it to midnight, I'll be honest. We got up early the next morning. It kind of was just another day for me. Let's just put it that way. Maybe I'm boring. I apologize if I am, but just kind of another day for me. Yesterday, woke up feeling good about 2024, I'll be honest, but today and throughout yesterday, felt really good about 2024. I really want to hone in on, one, my workout. Here's I'll let you guys in on a little bit of my goals. I know I can rant a little bit. Please ask me some questions if you do have any. We brought up some good things here already. I drink coffee in the morning. That's the thing, Thom. I drink it in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, but at night as well. One at night usually, but again, it does not interfere with my sleeping in the slightest. Yes, absolutely, Thalma. Two of the best things that you can do for your overall health instantly and get good sleep. Getting good sleep, yes, absolutely. But the other really big one, I'm going to get into it here in a second. It's kind of a nice little transition. What are my goals? What are my goals for 2024? Well, my first one, here's some of the best things that you can do for yourself. One, yes, stay away from alcohol and cigarettes. Cigarettes, tough in moderation, but if you are going to drink, moderation. That moderation number keeps going down and down. Remember when we were at the point, does anyone remember where the 1 to 2 glasses of wine, red wine, I think dry red wine, because of the resveratrol, it's a hard sentence to say, we got through it, but because of the resveratrol in it, it was promoting heart health, it was promoting overall health. Remember when we were at like 1 to 2 per night? Now we are at 2 maximum per week. All right, and then the benefit, before it was 2 a night and then the benefits start to fall off. Well, now it's 2 a week and then the benefits fall off, and it's more of you're doing damage to the body, damage to your heart, damage to your liver. So that number, it was a really odd period there, probably almost 10 years ago, or I think about 10 years, maybe even a little bit more, 10 to 15 years ago, for that 5-year period where a lot of individuals were having wine. They either were having it before this study came out, or this study, kind of gave them a good reason to add it into the diet. But a lot of people were having, wine at night because they thought that it was healthy for them. So that's why I always say, you can read all the studies you want. It's great to know the studies. But one, it's always changing. And two, the experience. I think the experience is always better. I mean, people who write up nutrition plans and who write up workout plans for people, if they haven't worked with individuals before in person, it's a lot different from someone who has. It's just my personal opinion. It's not to say anything bad about anyone who does that. Yes, you can be very, very good at, coming up with plans, but you have to know that everyone's different. I mean, your plan's going to be a lot different from someone who's an intermediate to advanced lifter in their early 20s to someone who's 48 just getting into someone who's 48 just getting into weightlifting or working out in general. So my first goal is to increase my activity a little bit. I worked a lot this year. I focused a lot on work. I had injuries this year. For the first time, I really tried to figure out some nagging injuries and got some results back. So I think I'm really going to focus on those injuries and recovering from them. We're already in the process of doing that. Those are my big ones, but I want to be more active this year and really, really dial in. And yesterday, I really felt a good, I really felt good for the whole year of dialing the diet in. If that makes sense to you guys. That's one way I always put it to a lot of my workout friends. You kind of dial in with the diet. So knowing the types of foods, not being super strict, but knowing what foods can fit into your diet and you're going to be making progress with. I have a good kind of mindset for that right now. I made up my workout routine and I made up my workout schedule, did all of that. So those are kind of my goals, but I just don't want to get too crazy with them. I just don't want to get too crazy where, that's the most important thing in life. You got to enjoy life, and there's a lot of things to enjoy. If working out is the most number one important thing. Right now at my age, it's not. When I was 21, 22, 24, it was one of the most important things. But right now, 15 years later, it's not. So just be healthy. Just overall be healthy. Try to get to the bottom of some of these injuries, which I'm already doing, and then continue to go from there. Focus on nutrition. Focus on heart-healthy foods. Focus on the mind. I think mindset is always great. I know that's such a buzzword and can be cliche, but I think always getting mentally tougher is always a great thing. And those are sort of my goals. I'm kind of interested to hear what your guys' goals are. You don't have to be too specific. Maybe you don't even have goals, and that's okay too. I stay away from alcohol and cigarettes. Sorry, I read that, Thalma. Yes, I do too. I knew a lady who drank a bottle of gin every day. Yes, that's obviously very, very tough on the body. It's very unfortunate as well, because there could be a lot more going on there. So hopefully she's okay. And you always hope the best for people, obviously. What's your age, Nate, if I may ask? Yes, you may ask. No problem. I'm 38, Snowy. So I'm 38 years old. Going to be 39. So that's why I mean, when it comes to working out and things like that, my body's... And the injuries have come from working out and from work a little bit, but from working out since I was 15, I've had a good 22-year run with it. And it was lifting heavy, obviously, that did it. I mean, you can go in there and you could lift light, but you're not going to usually get injuries doing that. But lifting heavy and lifting consistently, nice 22-year run and going with it. So, but yeah, that's my age. 38, going to be 39. So I still think fairly young. I would call myself young still, I believe. But yeah, that's my age, Snowy. And then those are my goals. And again, I'm kind of interested if anyone has any goals or any questions about, goals and things like that. I talked a little bit about the 30-day sugar challenge and things like that. And trust me, I'm not a huge social media guy, but I see so much on social media with the 30-day things. And a lot of the times it's connected to programs, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that just because someone has a program connected to it that it's bad. That's not bad. People need to make a living. It's part of their business. But a lot of times you have to look at yourself. You have to look at your own. You know yourself better than anyone else. Am I going to go you have to ask yourself, are you going to get up and go for a walk or train or go to the gym for 30 days in a row? If you've never gone, or if you've never worked out before, or you don't know, say they don't give you a program to do, like how are you going to figure out? Hopefully they would give you a 30-day program. But I've been working out for, like I said, 22 years, really, and then playing sports for my whole entire life before that. And I'm not going to work out 30 days in a row. It's just something I'm not up for doing, and it can be very taxing on the body. It's like a shock to our bodies going from 0 days over the last 30 days to 30 days in a row. Can you imagine? That is such a big change. And again, I'm not saying that it's bad. Go for it if you want to. You do with your body as long as you're not hurting anyone else. You do, or yourself. That's the other thing. Make sure you're not hurting yourself. But if you want to go for that 30-day, and a lot of people will argue, the counter-argument to that is, well, hey, at least it gives me something to shoot for. At least I have motivation to go for that 30 days, and it's going to start me off right for the year. I guess my argument against that is, well, a lot of times, one, you're not going to get to that 30 days. It's going to be very draining. you're going to overeat on calories. I just see it so many times. You're going to overeat, so the benefits that you're getting from working out, say your weight loss, and that's usually the goal. Everyone has a weight loss journey that they're trying to follow. A lot of the times you're going to be so burnt out and overtrained that you'll overeat to kind of compensate for that. So they're not going to see the results that they want because of those extra calories. So that's going to really hurt them mentally. That's going to demotivate them, and it's not going to help them get to that 30 days or continue. And that's the most important thing. Remember, I always say follow the program or stick to the diet that you can follow for the rest of your life. Then it's going to allow you for success. So I think the 30-day challenge, if you're going from 0 to 30, I think is very, very tough. But go for it if you want to. That's kind of my own opinion on it. One of my goals is to get back to doing intermittent fasting regularly. Nice. Yep, a lot. Dealt a lot with intermittent fasting, Mary. I also want to continue doing resistance training. Nice, 2 to 3 times a week. I think that's awesome. 2 to 3 times a week of resistance training, Mary. If you can stay consistent with that, getting in, good sleep, obviously everything we've discussed on the channel. With good, healthy diet, I think you're going to see great results. And consistency is key. Something that you can do beyond those 30 days. Something you can do all year and the years to come. I think that would be great for you, Mary. I think that's a really good goal, a realistic goal. If intermittent fasting works for you, perfect. Nothing against intermittent fasting. I've done intermittent fasting. I'm just going to call it IF. It's a lot easier to say. Like IF, I've done it numerous windows, 8, 6, and 4. You name it, I've done it. Maybe even I don't think I did a 2. 4 was the smallest, and 4 it was mostly a 6. So 18-6. Did a lot of 16-8s as well for the longest time. But yeah, IF is something that I definitely have done quite a bit. But I think that's great. That's a great goal, Mary. Thelma, go for a walk. Nice. Depends on the weather, though. Gators. Yes, Thelma, you be careful down there. I've seen too many stories, seen too many videos of alligators there. Things you have in Florida that we do not have in Canada. I think I told you, Thelma, that I was in Florida, and I remember when I went there, everyone always would make that joke. Coming from Canada, everyone would always say, watch out for them. So that's funny you say that. Yes, be careful of that, definitely. Still on your weight loss journey, too. So there you go, Mary. I mean, that's perfect. And I think if you can do those 3 things, you already got 3 great goals there, Mary. Like you got getting on IF regularly, you got resistance training and maybe some cardiovascular training that you're going to be doing, and then you have weight loss. And they're all different. Everyone always, that's another thing that I'll just say real quick, and this isn't for just Mary, this is for everyone. But Mary, you can take what you want from this. But a lot of people will look at, nutrition, working out, and then weight loss all as one goal. And then they'll add something onto that, and then they'll have another goal that they want to do. Well, right there, you're stacking so many goals on top of each other. At some point, it just becomes impossible to hit all of those goals. Right there, Mary, I would say you have a nutrition goal, you have a movement and workout goal, and then you have your weight loss goal, all right? Your weight loss journey. All of them coincide together, so it doesn't mean that they're all totally different, but I mean, working out 2 to 3 times a week with resistance, so with weights, with bands, whatever it is going to be much different than your IF journey. I mean, the nutrition is going to have no effect on whether you work out, not no, but negligible. It might motivate you a little bit more to work out those 2 to 3 times a week. But one is not going to help, or it's not going to achieve the other, if that makes sense. So you already got good goals there. At least when it comes to your health, absolutely. Those are great goals. I think that's probably, that's some really good goals, Mary. If I was doing a consultation, and those are ones that I here sometimes, but that would be what I like to see. And if you can, that's why I was saying, if you can stick with the IF, if you can train 2 to 3 times a week with resistance, maybe get some cardiovascular in there, you'll achieve that weight loss journey. You'll have success with it. So congratulations to you, Mary. That's awesome. Christine, great to see you. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming in, Christine. I appreciate you coming in live from Northern Virginia. I think I'm just learning that. Christine, maybe you said it in another stream. Maybe I have forgotten here. But good morning to you, Christine, from Northern Virginia. That's awesome. Never been to Virginia. I've been to a lot of states, but Virginia is not one of them. But I've been to many states. Like Thelma, I've been to Florida before. But surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, I don't know how many people. There's not a lot of people in Canada, I think, that go to Virginia, but I've heard great things about it. And I hear a lot about Virginia football. I think that's what I hear about most about it, Christine. But I have heard other good things as well. I'm just joking. But thank you for coming in, Christine. I hope you had a wonderful New Year. Hope you're excited about 2024. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, I'm super excited for this year for a number of reasons. Also for content coming up, good content going up on the channel. Snowy asked a little bit earlier when my face is going to be on. That's going to be happening next week for sure, if not maybe a little bit earlier. I think the earliest would be the 4th. So that's only 2 days from now. So the 4th, I'm guessing it'll be more by the 8th. So the next Monday. I'm just waiting on one more thing to get here before I can move some things around and then get everything all settled, and we will be good to go. I don't have to worry about it anymore. So we are always ready for that. I just don't always mention where I'm from. Yes, that's okay, Christine. I know now, and I won't forget now. That's the thing. Now that you've mentioned it, I should be able to remember. I won't promise I always will, but there's a good chance now that I will remember it. And that's funny. I think everyone at this point knows I'm from Canada, and it can make it a little bit tough. Even here, people being active during the winter months. If you're from an area that gets like snow, if it's cold, a lot of your outdoor activities, outside activities, like I love to swim, but I don't like swimming in indoor pools, believe it or not, which is kind of funny. I like being outside, getting sun, vitamin D, things like that. I lose that during the winter time, and a lot of people lose that as well. Some will go to a beach, get a ton of exercise, burn a lot of calories doing that. We lose that here in Canada during the winter months, even a late fall, early spring. We lose that. Now it gets super hot here, and we've had amazing weather. Now I say amazing. When I say amazing, I mean like 7 degrees Celsius. It's minus 2 degrees Celsius. Sorry, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. But when I say amazing weather here in Canada for this time of year, I'm talking like 6 to 9 degrees Celsius, which is not very hot. You're not going to be outside in shorts and t-shirt. You're still going to be winter coat and like a sweater. So we have had good weather, but I'm not going swimming anywhere outside anytime soon, that's for sure. Even going for walks, your pace is slowed down a little bit. Running, slowed down for sure. There's a lot less thing. One thing I like getting into is tennis, like golfing. Even though some people say that's not going to burn a ton of calories, if you're carrying your clubs for 18 holes and walking around, at least you're outside doing something. But doing those types of sports, lose on volleyball, things like that, you just lose out on that type of stuff. So basically what my point is, it can be a little bit tougher to get that movement in during the winter months. So that's why I think take it slow. That 30-day workout challenge can be a little bit tough if you're doing things outside. If not, you got to find something on YouTube, or hopefully they gave you a program where you can do it indoors. And there should be a lot of good ones. Have you ever been to New York, Coach Nate? Yes, I have, Mary, and it's one of my favorite states, I will say. NYC, the city, is one of my favorite places to be, Mary. I think it's the trip I've taken the most, to be honest. Or at least it's tied. But yeah, I've been to New York. No, it's definitely the trip I've taken. It's New York's the state that I've been to the most, for sure, now that I think about it. But yes, I've been to New York, Mary, many times. Love New York, and definitely love the city. Damon, great to see you in here. To all in the chat, have a strong and productive 2024. Coach Nate, thank you so much, Damon. To you as well, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in. It's great to see all these familiar faces in here. Thank you so much, Damon. Same to you. Hope you're going to have a great 24. I know you will have a great 2024. And that's a great point. Stay strong, stay productive. That's something I want to do. Like I said, my workout goals, be productive on the channel, in business, all of that great stuff, and just have some nice balance throughout the year. I think that would be great. I would think that would make 2024 a nice, happy year for myself. Last night I watched a little football. I'm a Michigan fan. I know there might not be too many Michigan fans in here, or even football fans, but I'll just mention it. But Michigan did win last night, so I'm a happy person. But I think you need to do things like that. Last year I got away from things, from some hobbies, whether it had to be through work or, even if you just have more stress in life, things of that. You got to find things that you enjoy, and that can be, like I said, as long as you're not hurting anyone, you need to have those things that you enjoy that are going to put you in a nice, happy mindset and allow you to rest easy at night, because we want to get our sleep up as well, at least for me. It doesn't get that cold here. Oh, I'm surprised by that. So I can always walk out. That's awesome, Christine. Does West Virginia... Gosh, I hope I'm not sounding too much like a Canadian, but there's Virginia and West Virginia, right? I'm not losing my mind. I'm surprised it doesn't get cold there. I thought it would, maybe compared to Canada, not so cold, but that's awesome that you have the option to always walk outdoors. I am a little bit jealous of that, to be honest. I don't need to swim. I can lose the swimming, but just being outdoors, being able to, where it's warm enough that I can go walk and just be outside for a little bit and not be freezing the whole time, I think that would be amazing. So that's awesome, Christine. And I know, Thalma, you're in a nice hot spot. You're in Florida. Damon, I know you're in California. So I know it's nice and warm out there. I've never been to California, but there's been so many times where I've had the opportunity to go, and so many times where it got canceled at the last second. Like San Diego, like LA, so many, and then Northern California. I have family out west, so Northern California is not far at all. So there's always that opportunity. But so many times they've had the opportunity, and then so many times COVID kind of ruined one. I would have loved to been able to say I've been to California. It's on my list. It's one of those ones I think you need to visit. Yes, 2 states. That's what I kind of thought, Christine. I knew I wasn't losing my mind. But yeah, West Virginia football is definitely what I hear. Same with Virginia as well, too, though. My husband says it's too cold, but I have the gear. There you go, Christine. It's funny because for me, when it's, I know in the States you do Fahrenheit is your is how you measure, is your measurement. But if you know Celsius, or if you just Google it real quick, like if it's 5 degrees Celsius here, or 8 or 9, that is warm weather to me. I find 5, I am comfortable in 5. I can sit outside if it's 5-degree weather. If it's 8, I'm in a happy place outside. 5 to 9, I don't even need double digits. I'm more than happy being outside. Maybe that's just the Canadian in me, but I can sit outside and enjoy. We just need more sunlight. We just need more sun. We need more vitamin D. Like for myself, I'm talking about here in Canada. Like we haven't had a lot of sunlight this year. It's been and that's why, it's good to get that movement and it's good to get that sleep, because, seasonal depression is very, very real. especially here. And that's why vitamin D supplement, going back to the nutrition part, but vitamin D supplementation is crucial up here. I mean, now that we have all the studies about vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, just like Florida is the sunshine state, Thelma. Sunshine, vitamin D, super important. We have so many studies now. And I think I told the story on stream. I believe when my face was on cam too. When I had a family member that was actually told by her doctor about vitamin D. And that had been probably one of the first times that a doctor had ever mentioned a vitamin or mineral to a family member. Maybe magnesium, but I've mentioned magnesium to many doctors, just bringing up, maybe just with my nutritional background, like, oh, but I'm taking magnesium, so blah, blah, blah. Maybe it had to do with sleep. I can't quite remember. This is a long time ago. And they just brushed it off, scoffed at it. They weren't. I don't even think they were paying attention, to be honest. They could care less that I was taking magnesium. Out here in the Antelope Valley, Palmsdale, Lancaster, and Little Rock, nice. 42 Fahrenheit with sunshine. 42 Fahrenheit. Is that a little cooler, Damon? I think that's a little cooler for you, isn't it? Because 42 Fahrenheit sounds a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, that would be like 5 degrees Celsius for us. Almost that's like 5, 6. It seems awfully cool, Damon. Maybe I shouldn't complain so much. Growing up Jamaican. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. We have sun today, I believe it, in NYC. Nice. After a week, at least, of no real sun. Is that the NYC? So in the city, growing up Jamaican? That's awesome because I'm right there with you for at least a week. Man, since before Christmas, probably the week before Christmas, we have had little to no sun. If any, maybe like spurts of sun, like an hour of sunlight, but it has been cloudy, just clouds. Even on days where they're saying mostly cloudy or partly cloudy, mostly sunny, it's just been clouds. There's been absolutely no sun. But the nice thing is I'll take the warmth. We got a little snow, and I'll say it every time. I will take the warmth and no snow every time. If I have to deal with some clouds even, I'm okay with that. But great to have you in here, growing up Jamaican. That's nice. Enjoy the sun. Hopefully you're getting some decent weather. I know it's could be a little bit cool in NYC, but at least you got some sun. Might be a nice time to get outside a little bit and enjoy it. Mary, I try to get outside for a walk each day. Good for you. Always happen, but most days I walk for 2 miles. That's awesome. I mean, that's consistency right there. It all adds up. And then if you're adding 2 to 3 days of resistance, even if you do 2, if you're adding a little bit of resistance training to that, Mary, that's awesome. And you don't need, everyone thinks, you got to go 10 miles, or everyone always talks in like 5 miles. It always seems like they start there. Here, kilometers, but miles too. Runners and sometimes walkers will always talk in miles, like how far they go. Probably because marathons and half marathons are always measured in miles. But, they always start at 5. 2 miles is a nice walk. That's what I would do. I mean, when I walk, I time it more in minutes. But miles is a great way to do it as well. Like a 2-mile walk, very nice, especially since you're doing it almost every day. That consistency is amazing. So good for you. I think just getting outside can make all the difference in mental health, in our overall health. Getting out and not being stuck inside all the time can be tremendous for our bodies and for our minds. We need that outside stimulation. Be around people. It's kind of what we're meant for. Should I move to Canada? Thelma, I think stay in Florida. I would recommend Florida. Because when I was the last time I was in Florida was like kind of just before COVID, but kind of like right at the very start of COVID. It was beautiful. I was there in February, and then kind of the whole world shut down in March. But I was there in February, and it was so weird. It'd been a little while since I'd been somewhere hot, but it's always a weird feeling for Canadians to go from and it was a cold winter. That winter was super cold, like the last few winters leading up to that. It's always weird going from minus 20 to being in the pool. So I would recommend Florida for sure. Is it typical, Damon? Interesting. You could get snow then, huh? Well, maybe almost. You could almost get snow. Maybe on a few days. Maybe at nighttime if the weather drops. I grew up in Kansas. It gets colder there. Absolutely, yes. Yes, I have heard that. I know Kansas fairly well. This is all back to sports, but that's how I know all these states. Kansas, I heard it can get a little bit colder there. And do you get snow in Kansas? I believe so. 34 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm in Queens. Queens, nice. No, I think I'm thinking the Bronx. I don't know if I've ever been in Queens. Jamaican. I don't know if I've ever been to Queens. I've been to the Bronx. The Bronx is where the Yankees play, right? Their new stadium. Because I went up and saw the Yankees play. So I don't know if I've been to all, is it 5 boroughs in New York City? But I've been to, I think, 4 of them. That's right, Damon. 2 miles is nice. I'm telling you, if you can stay consistent with 2 miles, it's a great walk. I wish if I had a treadmill here, or I usually go to the gym, but if I got 2 miles in, I'd be very happy on a day-by-day basis. 3 miles, nice, for an hour almost every day. That's awesome, Christine. Good for you guys. I love the walking. I'm not a runner. I've never been a runner. I used to run when I used to do sprints, and maybe this is why injuries come as well, but I used to do HIIT cardio, so high intensity interval training. People always say HITT, but it's HIIT. That's just personal. I don't know why that. I just so high intensity interval training, HIIT training, but you're doing sprints. So basically, you're walking for 40 seconds, and then you're sprinting all out for 20 seconds. Usually, sometimes I do 45, 15. Very hard on the legs. I do it on incline. Very hard on the knees, the hips, lower back to some degree. But now I walk, and I love walking, and I could do an hour every day as well. I just did a 45-minute walk just before New Year's, I think on the 30th. I did a 50-minute walk. Today was a weight training day, but I did a 30-minute walk, almost 30-minute walk. So I'm a big walking fan, and people can tell you that it's not you're not getting your heart rate up. Don't believe it. It's great activity, guys. Getting out for those walks, great for our body. One of the best things we can do for our body. Get out and walk, move, like swimming, same thing. Walking, swimming. You don't have to swim laps. You can just do your thing in the pool. Walking I like because it's not high impact. Save the knees, save the hips. I've seen runners' knee way too many times. People with hip issues having to get hip replacements because they were runners. I'm a big fan of walking. The tent for the Antelope Valley. Yeah, wow. Other places, I'm sure, much warmer, huh, Damon? Jacob, thank you so much. Great to have you in chat. Thank you so much, Jacob. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to you as well. I hope you're having an amazing start to your 2024. And wish you all the best in this new season. Thank you so much for coming in, Jacob. I always appreciate it. Christine, I strongly dislike the heat. You know what? If you're in a hot, yes, snow in Kansas. That's what I thought. You know, we're kind of get it nice in Canada. It doesn't get like overly hot, But we really like, it's funny, Canadians, we really like our hot days. Like, we really like we're not looking for 100 Fahrenheit. We're looking for, some days maybe we are. 90 to us is like super hot. That's like a really hot day in Canada, at least where I am. But 80, which is about 25, 80 to 90 here is always nice weather. So like 80 degrees Fahrenheit is perfect for me, at least. My workout is an acre of tumbleweeds. That's funny. That's good work too. Trust me, gardening, there's a reason why on Apple Watches, I always tell this to my clients and to family members and to anyone else who listen. There's a reason why gardening is on your Apple Watch. Gardening is exercise, 100%. One, you're in a position that you're not usually in, standing or seated. All right, and two, the ups and getting up and down, very, very tough. Pulling, a lot of times you're pulling, you're lifting things, you're putting soil down, you're clearing things out. Gardening can be very, very, very strenuous. I have to say, just watch your lower back if you are doing a lot of gardening. Mary, I definitely don't like running. I also don't like the treadmill. Yeah, there's a lot of people who aren't treadmill fans. They'd much rather, and that's why I always say getting outside is nice. Like I said, I think we're built to be outside, but unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck with the treadmill. The funny thing is I like to swim. Swim in the summers, not all the time, but I'll be in the pool on most days, doing laps sometimes as well, but not always on the treadmill. Right now I'm kind of confined to the treadmill. Won't complain too much, so at least there's something for me to do. And then you focus on weights too. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of running right now. God, I'm going to sound old. I don't even know if I could run. I don't even know the last time I ran was. That's tough to say. But yeah, running would not be very fun. If I did try running, it probably wouldn't be very comfortable. But yeah, running's very tough on the knees, on the lower back, and that's where my issues are. On the hips, we got to go for a hip X-ray. That's like all on the areas that are the worst for me. So yeah, running would not be too pleasant. Let's just put it that way. So I'm not a big fan myself of running. It's high impact. So I have a lot of my clients do, walk on an incline if you want to burn some extra calories. You can always get that incline going just a little bit. But yeah, not a huge fan of running myself. If you are a fan of running, that's great too. Like I said, I ran a ton. I used to do all of my HIIT training on the treadmill. So I was a runner for a long time in my life, and I played a lot of all the sports that are running: basketball, football, rugby. So running was a big part of my life, just not anymore, and for good or for bad. Gardening is for my mental health. I've heard a lot of people say that as well. Christine, 100% good. Even like gardening or like, how am I trying to put it? Like this isn't the correct gardening terms, and I have one client who would probably scoff at this or would probably laugh at me. But gardening either for like flowers, like a garden, or a garden with like vegetable garden, like where you're growing crops. I'm not sure what the name of the difference is, or if there even is a difference in a name. But those types of gardening for sure, 100%. A lot of the times are are used for mental health. So not only for health, but for mental health as well. And I think it's great too because for both, you're seeing things flourish. You're seeing things grow. There's something, we get a little bit of a dopamine rush from that. So it can be very enjoyable for our minds and for our bodies as well. Mind and body all goes together. Treadmill is boring, yeah. Even with watching YouTube, yeah, 100%, Christine. A lot of people will find it boring for sure. I do use a treadmill now and then. There's most people... I listen to podcasts. That's how I get through it. Like today I was on the treadmill for quite some time, and I was listening to a podcast that I found interesting. I think if I didn't have like podcasts or sports highlights in front of me, I think it'd make it a lot tougher to do a long walk on the treadmill. But I'm luckily I can get good podcasts going or get some sports highlights in front of me, and that'll make the time go by a little bit faster. But for now, like I said, I'll stick with the treadmill until it gets a little bit warmer. Exactly. Thelma, then I'll have no choice. Maybe I'll go for a run tomorrow. After this chat. See if I still got it. What's old, Nate? That's exactly, Damon. That's a good way of putting it. It's only a number, right? There is no old. You're as old as you feel. You're as old as the state of mind says. So you're exactly right, Damon. It does not exist. I'm a flower gardener. Nice. I have a friend who only does vegetables and looks at flowers as a waste. You know, it's funny because you either have like people on one side or the other. Do you find that, Christine? I find with most people that I interact with that garden enjoy one more than the other, either flower or vegetable. I do vegetables, not much of a flower gardener. Not that I don't think it looks nice, or anything, but I like the vegetables. I don't know. I like seeing like the crops and like eating kind of what I garden and all of that fun stuff. That's great. I mean, that's really great for mental health and great exercise. Don't underestimate the benefits of exercise when it comes to gardening. Believe me. Well, guys, I think we're going to end it there. We've made it just over an hour. I have to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this such a wonderful and enjoyable stream. We started 2024 off strong. It's going to be hard to beat. I mean, very enjoyable. It's always great. And I always will tell people that the best streams are the ones where I just get to talk to you guys and we just chat, and there's almost sometimes not even a topic. It's just chatting with you guys, and, you know, it just goes by so fast. I mean, we're at 62 minutes, and it feels like the stream literally just started. So I enjoy it so much. So I got to give a big shout out to Snowy, Thelma, Mary, another Mary PA, Paula, thank you so much. JJ, thank you. King, thank you so much. I don't want to miss anyone. Christine, Damon, Growing Up Jamaican, thank you guys all so much. I appreciate it. Jacob, thank you for coming in. So I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. If I missed anyone, I apologize. The scrolling sometimes it'll cut out names, it'll cut out messages. So I really hope I didn't miss anyone there. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. Great chat. We had some health chat in there, some life chat in there. I think it's always important to have a little bit of both. But look for my face, as Snowy brought up. When's my face going to be on cam? I was on there once, and I said that the streams will have my face on almost from now on. And I know I said this last time, but I just got one thing in since the last time. There's one more thing coming in. It's going to be on. Pretty soon you guys are going to be sick of my face with all these streams. But I got to say, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. We'll think of I know, Mary, you had brought up the fermentation, eating fermented foods. I think that's a great stream that I got written down, got planned. I could do that tomorrow if I wanted to. I think that's an excellent one. I've done a lot of research on fermented foods just because of the K2. So that's a great stream. I think heart health is always a big one, so I'll probably come up with a heart health one. An omega-3. And then I want to get into, I don't know if you guys have heard of the carnivore diet. Someone had mentioned the carnivore diet and asking questions about it. Not someone. I believe it was Steph. So I shouldn't just say someone. But I believe it was Steph who left a comment asking about the carnivore diet. So I might talk about a little bit, maybe not just the carnivore diet, but what I think And this isn't to be negative or talk down to anyone if they're doing carnivore diet, but I think it's a little bit of a fad right now. And that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. There's some studies that show certain things that with the carnivore diet. There's studies and there's experience. And there's experience out there where it's helped save people's, I guess, lives. And you could say, and I don't mean it actually like, they did it and it saved their life, but it helped clear up a number of health issues. So we should do a deep dive into that, and I can explain that just a little bit more. What foods you have to be on for the carnivore diet, what are the only foods that you can be on, because I think some people get a little bit confused with that diet. But I want to talk about some diets overall. I don't know where carnivore is going to be in the next couple of years. You see keto dropping down, by the way. Remember I told you these diets come and go. You see keto dropping off maybe just a little bit. I know it's still very, very popular, but we started these streams 3 years ago, and I can tell you right now it is not as popular today as it was back then. 100%. With 100% confidence, I can say. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, guys. Stay strong. Everyone have a productive day. Thank you, Thelma. We'll see you. We need flowers too, though. Yes, absolutely, Mary. You're absolutely right. I was just having a discussion about bees the other day, believe it or not, with honey. I was looking for beeswax candles. Funny enough, you should say that. Yes, you have heard of the carnivore diet. Meat, eggs, butter, bacon, yep. So like any meat, butter for sure, eggs for sure, even like ghee. So things of that nature. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's like Ghee. I know there's a few. I know it's sometimes, I've heard a few different pronunciations online, but different foods like that. So we'll discuss all of that in some streams. Omega-3s, I've been wanting to do that stream, so I think that might be next. But I think that is so important. The omega-3 discussion, the omega-3 live stream, I think is going to be so important, guys. And I'm not just trying to push you into it. I think it's just so important that we focus on omega-3s. We're getting so many omega-6s, even omega-9 fatty acids, saturated, some trans, unfortunately, but we don't hear a lot of some trans fats. We don't hear a lot about omega-3s or focus really on omega-3s specifically. So I want to talk a little bit why we should focus on that moving forward, and what are the benefits of omega-3s, and why we should focus on that, and what are some foods that we can eat for it. So that's the plan. Again, thank you everyone for coming into the stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I got to say, great job for you guys today, because you guys made this stream fly by. I love interacting and answering your questions and responding to all your great messages. So thank you so much, guys. I won't take up any more of your time, any more of your day. Make sure you enjoy it. Sorry, I just want to get to Christine's. When I was pregnant, I did eat like that to keep blood sugar down. Absolutely. Same with keto. I think that's one of the best things. Those are two of the best diets, Christine. Maybe not like the best. I never like to say the best, but speaking with your medical practitioner, of course, I think keeping blood sugar low, anyone who has prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, things of that nature, metabolic syndrome, if you're extremely obese, things of that nature, I don't think it's a bad diet. Remember, I am open to diets as long as it's healthy and as long as you are consistent. So that's my quick take on it. And there's more to come. We'll talk about that a little bit more in our next stream. But again, like I said, I won't take any more of your time. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate having you all in here. Have a great 2024. We will talk a lot more moving forward, and I look forward to it, guys. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.